Welcome back to the final installment on lines. We're going to wrap this series with a discussion on distance. We've looked at parallel lines, we've looked at perpendicular lines, and now it's time for determining distance between 2-point segments. So there's a generic formula you may already know for determining distance, which is square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So assuming these are ordered pairs. So we have the ordered pairs here. So we have -1, -2, -9, and 4. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So implies d equals square root of -9 minus of minus is plus 1 squared plus y2 is 4 minus of minus plus again square. So this is what is it, 8 squared, right? -8 squared is 91. No, 64, sorry. 64 plus 636. So square root of 100 is 10. Right? What's the distance between points and the origin? That's very simple. It's not much different than the one above, except this time one of the ordered pairs will be 0, 0 because it's from the origin. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. It didn't really matter which ones within the bracket you assign x1, y1, as long as you're consistent. So d equals 0 minus 12 is 12 squared plus 35 squared. I'm going to have to use my calculator here. I know 12 squared is 144. I'm not sure what 35 squared is. I'm not that much of a genius. So 35 is 1225. Now add that to the 144. And then you take the grand square root of all of it. That's 37. All right, Steven draws a line that is 13 units long. If -4, 1 is one endpoint of the line, which of the following might be the other endpoint? Well, there's really one easier way to do this is what would give you a distance of 13. So essentially, I think you have to do the long way out, which is assume these are the ordered pairs for each case, and then solve the problem. So it'll be 7 minus 1 squared plus 3 plus 4 squared. Take the square root. Would that give you 13? I believe this is 6 squared, which is 36, plus 7 squared is 49. Does that give you 13? Don't know. We'll see. No, I don't think square root of 85 will be 13, so that's out of question. So let's do square root of, we'll have to do again this time with 5, 12. So that'll be 12 minus 1 is 11 squared, plus 5 plus 4 is 9 squared. So I believe 11 is 121, right? 11 times 11 is 121. Plus 81 is 202. I sure don't think that will give you 13 either, so that's out of question. So let's do -4, 1 and 9, 14. So that's 14 minus 1 squared plus 9 plus 4 is 13 squared. So this is also 13 squared, that's also 13 squared. So 13 times 13 is 169 times 2, right? Is 338, and you take the square root of that. That's also incorrect. That won't work, because that's essentially square root of 338. That's about 18.5, so that won't work either. So -4, 1. Let's do the 1, 13. That looks promising. So it's 13 minus 1 is 12 squared, plus 1 plus 4 is 5, right? squared. So 144 plus 25 is 169. Bingo. That's 13. So I got it. So this had to be incorrect. I don't think you can get around it. There may be an easier way. If you know of an easier way than the one I have done, please let me know in the comments box below. Let's go to the next problem. We know the endpoints are given, which means we have to figure out the diameter. Once we figure out the diameter, we can divide by 2 to determine the radius, from which we can determine the area of the circle. So for those of you that don't know, area of a circle is pi r squared. So we need to first figure out diameter. Okay, diameter, radius is diameter over 2. Our diameter is 2 times its radius. So slope here would be, diameter here would be the distance between the 2 points, which means it's 4 squared plus 5 squared. That's 16 plus 25. I believe that's 39. Sorry. Yeah, 39. Sorry. No, 20. No, that's 41, isn't it? 41, sorry. And square root of 41, I don't think it will be a perfect number, but that's okay. You can round it off because it's 6.4. I guess you can keep it at 6.4. So that's your diameter, right? Which means radius would be half of that. It'll be 3.2. So area would be pi times 3.2 squared. If it's a multiple choice that does not permit calculator, you would have to round it off to a 3. So that'll be 9 pi. I'm just rounding it off to 3, and so it's 9 pi. That's it.